Hi, this is the new Sonos Arc Ultra soundbar, the successor to the fairly well-liked Sonos Arc, released about 4 years ago. So what's new and should you upgrade? Looking at the outside, the Arc Ultra from the front looks basically the same as its sibling. However, some changes has occurred on the back, where the same kind of volume slider or push buttons that we have on the Era speakers are now present here as well. There's also a button for skipping of tracks and a voice assistant button as well, but no major changes. It's still a very wide or long soundbar at 118 centimeters compared to 114 centimeters of the old Arc and a measly 90 centimeters compared to my old playbar here. And with a weight of a chunky 5.9 kilograms, the Arc Ultra is also pretty heavy. On the back we have the same kind of inputs as before, with power, HDMI eARC and an Ethernet hole. There's also a Bluetooth pairing button. This one now supports Bluetooth, which is nice, and a physical on-off switch for the built-in microphone. So yeah, still no hub functionality unfortunately, so this is, apart from acting like a Bluetooth speaker, only a soundbar. Alright, not much new on the outside. So what about the inside then? Well, connecting the Arc Ultra is just as easy as connecting any other Sonos product. All setup steps are made through the app that now, after 3 trillion updates to make sure the head people at Sonos will be able to take out their Christmas bonuses, or whatever they said they wouldn't do until the app was fixed, now works somewhat decent. Recommended is also per usual to do the True Play tuning to get the best sound out of your specific room layout. Here there's now also a quick tune mode thingy that can be used if you don't want to wave your phone around in the room. So what does it sound like then? Well, while the first Arc was in all fairness a pretty good soundbar in terms of sound quality and surround, the Arc Ultra is definitely an upgrade in basically every way. The biggest change has been done by implementing a technique Sonos calls sound motion, which is basically a kind of bass element that is way smaller than a normal bass element, making physical room to improve both the bass while also allowing for bigger speakers to create the other needed sounds at the same time. And well, it, and specifically the bass, does sound pretty sweet coming from only one loaf of sound, to the point where your neighbors probably won't like you that much anymore if you crank the bass level all the way up in the app and the volume up a bit as well. Sure, it definitely gets better with any of the Sonos subs attached, but the sound is surprisingly deep and punchy on its own. Apart from that, the overall sound is just like it was with the normal Arc, relatively warm, but also precise, snappy, and just easy to listen to. For surround experience, the soundbar supports a virtual representation of a whole of 9 surround channels, 1 actual bass element, and 4 height channels, compared to the 502 setup of the old Arc. And here, well, it's only a soundbar, and sure, in a perfectly rectangular room with sound bouncy walls, you can definitely get a decent Dolby Atmos experience. However, in reality, it is still not near what a real pair of back speakers can produce, which is probably why Sonos also still recommends adding a pair of rear speakers to add to the surround experience. It's definitely not bad and even impressive at times, but it is still virtual, whatever you want to call it, surround, compared to actually positioning out speakers, which though might still be perfect for a lot of people, but probably not for the enthusiast. However, whilst the sound is still great and better than the old Arc, my 2 main likes when it comes to the functionality over the past 3 weeks has actually been, firstly, the speech enhancement mode that now comes in 3 strength levels and really helps with upping dialogue sounds in a pretty neat way. Second, the night mode is now better than ever before and really takes the edge of the deep bass and sharp highs while focusing the sound forward to allow for a still decent watching and listening experience while the rest of the family members are sleeping, something that's perfect in at least my case. So some solid upgrades to the sound and a bit of functionality added as well. Should you then sell your current Arc and upgrade? Well, probably not. The normal Arc is still a perfectly good soundbar. However, though, if you really want one of the better standalone soundbars available at the moment, especially in terms of bass, and in the case that you don't really feel that you want to add any more speakers and are happy with virtual Dolby Atmos, sure, in that category the Arc Ultra wins. And also, of course, if you are deciding between the two, where the Arc Ultra is probably the way to go alternative from now on. It is still pricey, coming in at roughly $1,000, pounds and euros, so not sure I would call it cost worthy, but it is still good if you got the room and wallet for it. Now let's just hope that Sonos actually holds off on those executive bonuses and instead keeps developing the app to be just as good as it already was about 10 years ago. Alright, those are my thoughts on the new Sonos Arc Ultra. Please share any of your thoughts or questions in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you for watching. Bye!